Welcome to Body Reconnect, where I help you decipher the signs and signals that your body sends you every day so that you can course correct, make small changes even, to help you live your best, healthiest life. I'm certified lymphatic therapist and wellness coach Michelle Dominique. As promised, I'm continuing a series on preparing your body for fall. And today we're talking more about castor oil, the marvels of castor oil. If you've missed the other videos on preparing your body for fall, you can check them out at my YouTube channel, which is listed below. So let's get into it. The marvels of castor oil. Now, castor oil is making a comeback. It's funny how nothing's new. It just keeps coming back. And castor oil packs are one thing that fits that bill. There's nothing new about the castor oil pack. In fact, I'm going to share some information with you that proves that castor oil has been around and been used for a very long time. I have notes today because I want to make sure that I get all of this. So we're talking about castor oil, right? Especially castor oil packs, the ins and outs. Should you use it? Why shouldn't you use it? Is it poisonous? Can you be poisoned or poison yourself by it? And most importantly, does it really work? Is this a fad or does this really work? So before we get into all that, let's begin in the beginning. I'm going to talk about the castor oil plant itself, right? Because it's not even a tree, it's a plant, the castor oil plant, which was also known as the palm of Christ. One, because of the healing properties of the oil, and two, because the shape of the leaf, they say, looked like a giant hand. Now, I saw the leaf, it didn't look like that to me, but nonetheless, it's also known as the palm of Christ. Castor oil has been around for so very long. It is not anything new. And it's funny because even though we talk about the healing properties, especially in the holistic community of castor oil, the oil itself and remnant parts of the plants have been used for everything, including lamp oil, soaps, and also as lubrication on equipment, right? So castor oil has a myriad of uses, not just one. Now, it might you might find it very, very interesting how far back castor oil has been used. Castor oil itself, or the plant, because it is not a tree, dates way back to the days of Jonah in the Bible, right? So when that tree, when he had to go and reflect and figure out his life and what happened, and that tree was brought up so that it could cover him, that wasn't even a tree. That was actually a castor oil plant. They grow as high as 40 feet tall. So, and I've read that it was a tree, but no, it wasn't. It was the castor oil plant, actually. So castor oil goes way, way back there. It's been discovered in Egyptian tombs. It's been widely used for centuries in Ayurvedic medicine. So that will put you in the India region. And like I said, it's not new at all, but it is well known over the centuries for its tremendous healing properties. So let's get to the is castor oil poisonous part, because you may have heard that you don't want to use that, you don't want to use it too much, it could be poisonous. There is truth to that, and then there's some not truths to that. Is castor oil poisonous in any way? Generally, no. And I'm going to say generally because, you just want to say that for safety purposes. But no, castor oil is not poisonous at all. My braces are dry. Hold on one second. It is the seed of the castor oil plant that poses danger. In fact, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it, but it has been used in warfare, right? Because it is so poisonous. And that's why you won't also find castor oil plants as useful as they are growing every place, like an aloe vera plant, because of those poisonous seeds, right? And they can kill the not the, what would you call that, not wildlife, but the bees and the beetles and all of those uh, life forms die from that tree. So that's why you don't see it everywhere. So if you ever hear that castor oil is poisonous, it is not the plant, not the part that's used for the oil. It's actually the seeds. Yes, they are poisonous. They're very poisonous, but your chances of running into a castor oil plant and having to encounter those seeds are slim to none. So you can feel very confident in using castor oil. Now, let's see. How did I talk about all the places castor oil has been and how long it's been around? How did it get here? Why are we now, doing the castor oil packs and all of that? So here's an interesting thing. It can't be said, I could not find exactly how it got to these shores, but it has been widely attributed to one person who has been known as, or was called the father of holistic medicine, or holistic practitioner, Edgar Cayce. Edgar Cayce believed that, rightly so, if you could clean the gut, you can heal a person, right? So for every ailment, it could have been epilepsy, it could be breast cancer, it could be fibroids, it could be inflammation, it could be, his first line of defense was the castor oil pack. Now, that's gotten a little fancy, way too fancy, and I'll go into how simple it is to make a castor oil pack. But you may know some people back in the day, like your elders, who talked about how they were lined up as kids and had to get a weekly or monthly spoonful of castor oil where they held the nose and threw it down the throat. That was to clean out their insides, because just as I said with Edgar Cayce, the logic of of old was that, if you could keep the gut clean, meaning having regular movements, would not allow parasites and other viruses and things to build up in your gut, even before the discovery, like now, that 85% of your immune system is actually in your gut. But the wisdom of the elders knew, if we could keep these children running, keep their pipes running, keep their gut clean, then it was less likely that they would be sick. That was really big, especially in times like the Depression and the Dust Bowl, where, medical help was not readily available or affordable. And also too, if you were out on a farm or, a rural area, there was the thing with distance. You weren't in a position to just pick up and run to the doctor, especially if you had to care for cattle and crops and whatnot. So that was where the whole thing about where Edgar Cayce got his ideology of, if we can keep the gut clean, if we can help support the immune system that way, then you are less likely to be prey to other illnesses. So join me on my next video. I'm going to go into all of the uses of the castor oil pack, how I use the castor oil pack, and how you can help your family transition into the fall season with this safe and easy and effective way of supporting your body's natural ability to detox itself. See you on the next video.